New secrets have been revealed for Mortal Kombat 1, especially Reptile. Jax and Sonya will appear in story mode, and I have proof. And guess what? Havik is partners with Quan in Mortal Kombat 1. All that and more in today's video, so buckle up. I'm out here covering Mortal Kombat news all the time, pretty much daily at this point, so if you want to stay up to date on Mortal Kombat 1 news, then make sure to subscribe and ring that bell, that way you never miss any future videos. And then after watching the video, if you enjoyed, please leave a like down below. It helps the channel out a ton. And without any further ado, let's begin. And we're starting off with a banger because guess what? Reptile most likely works for Tsung. Yeah, that's right. In fact, he may even be his slave. And that news might shock you because nowhere in his trailer is this mentioned, but guess what? It's in his bio. In fact, it's the title, the Zaterran slave. What? Nowhere in this bio does it say that humans enslaved him, so who is Reptile's master? Well, unfortunately, the most likely answer is Tsung, and that's because in past games, Tsung is always the one that Reptile serves. And even though Liu Kang has done his best to make the new timeline different, it seems like some things just can't be changed. For example, Havik is always crazy. Even if you force him to be born in Order Realm, he's still gonna be crazy and cause absolute anarchy. Havik cannot be changed. And the same might sadly be true for Reptile. No matter how much you change his origin or his abilities, he's still going to end up serving the bad guy. And real quick, a massive shout out to my buddy Sonica XD because he's the one who figured this out. Look at all the different keys on Reptile's hip, because that's really important, okay? When I first saw these, I thought that Reptile was like the break out of prison guy, right? Whenever a hero or good guy gets captured, he sneaks in invisible style and then breaks him out of prison. That's why I thought he had so many keys. But unfortunately, it looks like I was overthinking things, and instead Reptile is simply the jailer and he works for Tsung in his flesh pits. That's a much more likely explanation for why Reptile has so many keys, even though I like my idea more that Reptile is a ninja stealthy boy for the heroes who sneaks into enemy buildings, maybe unlocks their treasure chests or breaks into secret rooms, all that stuff, and also breaks the heroes out of prison. But nope, he's just Tsung's servant who's also his jailer. But it looks like in the trailer he has a change of heart and does decide to help the heroes. Or he's actually a double agent and is pretending to help the heroes, but the entire time he's actually working for Tsung. That could also be likely. I hope it's not the case because that would break my poor little heart. But hey, at this point we know nothing about Reptile except he looks really cool. So real quick, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you think Reptile is actually a good guy, or do you think he's a double agent, and does he serve Tsung? Make your voices heard in the comment section down below, because next up I want to cover all the stuff in the trailer that you definitely missed. Like for example, why Katana is waving at this point in the trailer. For anyone who's new to this channel and hasn't been watching my previous videos, it's been stated that Katana is actually more beloved by the people, even though Mileena is actually going to become the Queen of Outworld. In fact, this entire celebration is likely Mileena's coronation. And even so, Katana is the one waving to the citizens, and look at Mileena, man, she is salty. And that's an important detail, alright? It's very likely that both of the princesses have been introduced and Katana got way more cheers than Mileena, and she's not happy about it. Because once again, it's her coronation and her sister is upstaging her. Think about how you would feel in that situation. It wouldn't be fun and you wouldn't be happy either. It's supposed to be your special day, but everyone likes your sister more. Anyway, yeah, this wave might seem like a minor detail, but it's actually quite important, and I know the developers put it in on purpose. Once again, Katana is the people's champion, and it's even stated in her bio that the people of Outworld want her to lead instead of Mileena because Mileena is rash and impulsive. Alright, and next up, let's talk about Havik. How is this man able to regrow his limbs? It doesn't make any sense, right? He's never had this power in the previous games. Like, sure, he can reconnect broken bones, but that's about it. But in Mortal Kombat 1, he's ripping off his entire arm and it just grows back, which is even crazier when you realize he's not even from a Chaos Realm in this game. In the new timeline, Havik is from the Order Realm, and I guarantee you they cannot regrow their limbs like that, so what's going on here? Well, the answer is actually quite simple, and a shout out to the Fourth Snake for figuring it out, because the reason Havik can regrow his limbs and rewind any damage is thanks to Quan. That's right, just in case you missed my previous video, it's been confirmed that Quan is in the Mortal Kombat 1 story mode, which is honestly really interesting because for anyone not aware, Quan is not in the base game, instead he's a DLC character in the Combat Pack. And since he appears in story mode, it's very likely that Quan is going to be the first character you can play from the Combat Pack DLC. Either that or every character from the Combat Pack is going to be in story mode anyway, with the exception of the guest characters, because come on, we can't have Omni-Man and Homelander in the story mode, right? I know it would be really cool, alright? I won't deny that, but at the same time, it would completely break the immersion of a Mortal Kombat Kombat story mode. But I digress. The main point is, it's very likely that Havik can regrow his limbs thanks to Quan Chi, because don't forget, the man is a sorcerer and can make undead beings like revenants, specters, wraiths, all that stuff. And as a result, I can imagine he has spells that make someone able to regrow their limbs in the same way that Havik can, because I mean, for Pete's sake, he even made Aaron Black immortal, so yeah, this guy can make you impossible to kill. But let me know in the comments down below what you think is happening with Havik in this game. Why is he able to regrow his limbs? Is it a spell from Quan Chi? Or did Quan Chi make him undead, similar to Scorpion? Don't forget, Scorpion can come back to life too, so maybe he did something like that, but with Havik? Or who knows, maybe Havik went full Indiana Jones and raided some temple in Order Realm that gave him the ability to just regrow body parts through some kind of magic. Or maybe I'm overthinking all of this, and just like Reptile in Mortal Kombat 1, Havik has some weird mutation that makes him regrow his limbs on command. At this point, any of these explanations could be possible, but even so, I think Quan Chi is most likely because he uses green fireballs, and we see that in the cutscene when he attacks Ashura, and soon after that we see Havik fighting Ashura, so it's very likely that Havik and Quan Chi are working together, so bing bang boom, Quan Chi gave Havik his powers. But you know what, next up, let's talk about Ashura, because some interesting things happen with her in the trailer as well. In fact, the first time we see her, she's killing a bunch of monsters, and at first glance, I thought these were Tarkatans. And I don't think I'm alone in that response. I'm pretty sure most people watching this trailer thought those were Tarkatans, but upon closer examination, I think these creatures might actually be demons from the Netherrealm. Because don't forget about Ashura's bio. Soon after escaping the Netherrealm, she was pursued by demons that she quickly slayed with her Chris sword weapon. It's right there in the bio, people, and we see her killing monsters in this trailer, so it's very likely that as soon as she escaped the Netherrealm and killed these monsters, that's when our heroes just happen to bump into Ashura and are like, hey, wanna fight the bad guys? And if I'm right about this, then I just find the entire situation to be interesting, because typically a character's bio takes place weeks in advance, but not in this case. It looks like Ashura's story picks up immediately after her bio ends, and I find that very unique and interesting. However, it's not nearly as interesting as her sword, because if you pay close attention, this bad boy turns purple at certain points in her gameplay. And if you're a big fan of Ashura like I am, then you likely know the reason why. That sword is much more than meets the eye. Because on the one hand, it's great for slaying demons and evil monsters, and can also purify the soul of its user in the process. But believe it or not, it has some dark qualities as well that I'm not going to spoil in this video, because in story mode, it's going to be an awesome reveal. So I guess to keep things simple for now, I'm just gonna say this sword has a duality, a yin and a yang. And as a result, when it changes colors, it's likely going to give Ashura some new gameplay mechanics and features, which has me extremely curious, and I can't wait to see a breakdown of Ashura's gameplay. I really hope she's in an upcoming Kombat cast. And now finally, last but certainly not least, let's talk about Jax and Sonya definitely appearing in story mode. And the reason I know this are the new costumes that Johnny Cage and Kenshi are wearing. That's not the Shaolin Monk's uniform, and it's certainly not the Lin Kuei's uniform, and it's not Outworld attire either. That is definitely the Special Forces, baby. And we already know that cameo characters appear in story mode. Just look at Chameleon in the background. She's right there. So who's to say these characters don't have speaking roles in the cutscenes? I think it's very likely. And since Jax and Sonya Blade have been confirmed as cameo characters, I think it's very likely that they appear in story mode, and they're the ones who give these new costumes to Johnny Cage and Kenshi. Man, just call me Batman at this point. I'm the world's greatest detective, and this cutscene is going to be awesome. And here's the thing, fingers crossed that Sonya Blade and Jax get new costumes for the story mode that are more modern and fit within the story of Mortal Kombat 1. That would be awesome, because don't get me wrong, I love their classic costumes in this game. They look amazing, but that being said, they just don't quite fit the tone of Mortal Kombat 1. And as a result, I would be very excited if Jax and Sonya get updated costumes for story mode. But no matter what the case may be, now's the part of the video where I make things interactive, so let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What's the deal with Ashura? Is Reptile working for Shang? And how can Havik regrow his limbs? What's happening in Mortal Kombat 1? It's so interesting and new. So yeah, leave a comment, and then while you're down there, leave a like down below as well. It really does help my channel out a ton. And then keep that combo going by subscribing and ringing that bell, that way you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.